Edith, guess what? My birthday is coming up in a few days, and my husband surprised me with a new designer bag.
Wow. That's a wonderful gift from your husband.
Yup. I checked the price, and it's over $5,000. It's nice to have a financially comfortable husband.
$5,000 is certainly a significant amount. Show it to me next time we pick up our kids from school.
Of course, I will. Although I'm not sure you'd truly appreciate its value. I often see you in rather plain clothes. Did you purchase them at a gas station? If you ask nicely, I might let you touch my bag.
Are you suggesting my clothes are shabby?
Kind of. I understand you're busy. With your hectic work schedule, you probably don't have much time for your appearance. It's apparent you haven't had the time to shop for better clothes.
Well, I do have a demanding job, but
There's something I've always wondered about you. You always look so disheveled, right? How did you manage to snag such an attractive husband?
you think he's attractive? I mean, I do find Craig handsome.
Absolutely. He's quite the catch. It's a mystery to me. Don't you feel a bit out of his league? He's incredibly intelligent and looks like a model.
I'm not sure I follow. Yes, I think Craig is smart and good-looking, but
Honestly, it's like you two are from different worlds. He has such great fashion sense. He presents himself impeccably. If only I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and marry him myself.
don't you feel guilty saying that while you're already married? Your husband is a nice guy. He'd be hurt if he heard you say something like that.
I'm entitled to my thoughts. I really believe I'm a better match for Craig than you are. I mean, let's be honest, I'm more attractive than you.
I'm not sure what to say. Well, you are a very beautiful woman.
Is that what he told you?
No. He's never mentioned anything like that.
Not yet, at least. Anyway, why don't you consider getting some designer accessories? It might be like putting a gold necklace on a dog, but you can always try.
I'm not particularly interested in expensive items like that. I'm content with what I have.
Boring. Just be careful. Your taste might influence your daughter. She already struggles to make friends at school.
What are you insinuating?
I heard from my daughter. She mentioned that Rachel often sits alone, reading books. While other kids play during recess, she's in the classroom alone. I guess it's a genetic thing.
That's quite offensive. Rachel prefers reading to outdoor play.
So, she doesn't like having friends, then? On the other hand, my little Haley always gets attention. It's clear how having a mother like me makes a difference. Is Rachel friendless because you are too?
She does have friends. Please stop making these comparisons. It's offensive.
What's with the attitude? If Rachel tries to play with Haley, I'll have to decline. A parent should carefully consider their child's friends, it's important.
Children should choose their own friends, not their parents. I hope you're not trying to control your daughter in that way.
Who are you to lecture me on parenting? You're beneath me, both as a mother and as a woman. Know your place in society and refrain from making foolish remarks.
How can you be so disrespectful? My place in society? What are you even talking about? You're arbitrarily placing yourself above me.
Oh, by the way, did I mention I'm going to a really fancy restaurant for dinner tonight? I'll be enjoying dishes you only see on TV. I'll send you some photos if I remember. I'll give you a glimpse of how the upper class lives.
No, thank you. I'm not interested. Enjoy your fancy dinner.
Edith. Are you there? I have something I need to tell you.
What is it?
I wanted to tell you who I ran into at CVS yesterday. Can you guess who?
I have absolutely no idea. Who was it?
It was Craig. He was the one who recognized me first. He asked me if I wanted to get lunch sometime this week.
What?
I haven't seen him in a little while. He's definitely still a stud. My husband is nothing like him. I still have no idea what he sees in you. We're going to get lunch together today. I'll let you know how it goes.
Oh. That's nice, I guess.
It's just gonna be me and him. You aren't worried?
Not really. I have no reason to be.
I'm not surprised you'd say that. All you do is work, work, work. Looks like you forgot to pay attention to your man at home. If he makes a move on me today, I don't think I'll be able to resist. I wonder what I'm gonna wear.
Are you serious right now? You'd really betray your family like that?
Are you stupid? It was just a joke. I can tell you're upset that me and Craig are going to be alone.
No, I'm not. Why would I care about that?
Don't try and act so tough. But if you think about it, if Craig really does make a move on me, you know it'd be your fault, right?
What's that supposed to mean?
Craig's probably lonely because all you do is work. You're even too busy to come out with all the other mothers when we invite you somewhere. I can only imagine how much you neglect Craig. Plus, I bet he's dying to be with a real woman like me. It's only right if I console him and treat him right. Especially since you're not doing anything for him.
Go right ahead. I'm not interested in Craig at all.
Wow, it's worse than I thought. You've totally lost all interest in him. I feel so bad for him. I have my work cut out for me.
Think about your family. If you don't think you can control yourself around Craig, I really don't think it's best you see him.
Don't try and stop me now. It's pointless. Anyway, gotta get ready to meet him. Wish me luck. Hello there. Are you around?
What's on your mind? If it's about Craig, I'm not interested.
You're really dull. I just came back from spending time with Craig. Can you guess where we went?
I don't know and I don't care. A restaurant?
Nope. We went to a hotel.
Really?
Absolutely. We spent the night together. I apologize for that.
Are you serious? Do you realize what you've done?
I had no other option. As I suspected, he made a move on me, and I couldn't refuse. This is what happens when you can't satisfy your man. He even mentioned that he doesn't feel the same way about you as he does about me.
Is that so? Well, he's entitled to his opinions. However, the fact remains that you've had an affair. And you're proudly telling me about it. You have some serious issues.
I had to prove something to you. I had to show you that I'm better than you. I'm a superior woman in every way. I'm beautiful and I get what I want. I couldn't stand that he chose you over me. I had to put an end to your marriage.
You slept with Craig just because you were jealous of me?
I wouldn't call it jealousy. You had something I wanted, so I took it. It was more about knowing I was the right match for him. I've known since the first time I saw him that you two shouldn't be together. And now I'm convinced I was right. I'm a much better fit for him.
That all sounds incredibly arrogant.
Don't just take my word for it. He said it himself. He doesn't feel the same way about you as he does about me. You're fine with this, aren't you? Can you be a good girl and divorce him soon?
What? We got divorced a year ago. You were so wrapped up in your games that you never realized, did you?
What? Are you serious? You and Craig are already divorced?
Yes.
Wait a moment. That means you two are basically strangers now, right? But Rachel never changed her last name.
We decided to keep her last name the same at school until she finishes kindergarten. Legally, her last name is mine.
Oh, really? I think I might be the luckiest woman in the world.
Why is that?
Well, if you two were still married and I caused the divorce, I might have to pay for damages or something. But if you two are already split up, I don't need to worry about that.
I suppose you're right. You won't owe me anything, but what about your husband?
Why would I tell him? I don't plan on sharing any of this with him.
Are you serious?
My husband might not be the most attractive man, but he's wealthy. I'm living a life of luxury because of him. It's like having a human ATM in my house. The only concern I have is Haley. She might make it hard for me to see Craig as often as I'd like.
You're talking and behaving terribly. Blaming your daughter for not being able to see your secret lover? It's disgusting.
It's not my fault I'm irresistible. I have a rich husband and a handsome boy toy because I'm beautiful. Just compare me to yourself. I'm thriving right now. You, on the other hand, were left by your husband and dress poorly every day. This world can be cruel to some people.
I feel sorry for you. You're the one leading a terrible life, not me.
Sure, whatever. It seems like you're just bitter. Why don't you focus on your job? Maybe if you work hard enough, you can afford a tissue for your tears. Edith. What's your problem? Why would you tell my husband about Craig?
Oh, what a nice surprise. Hello. Did I ever promise I wouldn't tell your husband about all of this?
It's common courtesy. This literally has nothing to do with you. You and Craig have been divorced for so long. Why are you trying to destroy my family?
Me? I think you've already done that yourself. How do you figure I've done anything wrong? Why would I do anything for you after you looked down on me and insulted my daughter? You think I'd keep silent about your affair after the way you treated me?
You're just bitter because I slept with your husband. No wonder he left you. You're pathetic. You're a miserable woman.
What are you talking about? You think you'd be able to hide this forever? You're way more stupid than you say I am.
Excuse me?
You're way too influenced by your own selfishness. You're impulsive and don't think about the consequences of your actions. You should really fix that. You're going to really regret what you did this time.
Shut up. This is all your fault, not mine. I thought I'd be set for life if I stayed with my husband. Now he's saying he wants a divorce. He said he has pictures of me and Craig together. I don't think I'll be able to get out of this.
And that's my fault? Did I force you to have an affair? Don't blame other people for your own mistakes.
I hate you so much. Whatever. I'll just get remarried to Craig when this is all over. I'll just pay my husband whatever he wants in a divorce. It's gonna hurt not to have my ATM around anymore, but oh well.
How do you plan on paying your husband in the divorce? You don't have a job, do you?
I have Craig now. I'll have him pay for me. Whatever my husband wants is probably just a drop in the bucket for my Craig.
What are you talking about? I don't think that's gonna happen.
Why not?
The reason why Craig and I got divorced was because he had an affair. Not only that, he had a gambling problem that put us, or should I say him, deep into debt. After the alimony he paid plus me suing him for emotional damages. I don't think he has two pennies to rub together. Not to mention he's pretty far behind on his child support payments.
What? What are you talking about? Craig never mentioned any of that. He was always wearing designer clothes. I thought he was loaded.
Whenever he'd win some money he'd go right out shopping and blow all his money. He was such a degenerate. I never saw a dime from any of the money he won. Not that it was often though.
You're lying. What good is a man if he doesn't have any money? Half the reason why I went after him was because I thought he had money. He tricked me.
I don't think he tricked you. You just assumed he had money, and you were very wrong.
Please call my husband for me. Tell him I fell for a scam or something. If he hears it from you, he might give me another chance.
I won't be doing that. Why do I have to try and protect you? What would I get out of that?
We're both mothers, right? Think about my daughter. What would happen to her if I get divorced?
I literally said the same thing to you, and you ignored me. Don't play the sympathy card with me now. I had no obligation to try and change your mind about having an affair, but I did anyway. You were too selfish to care. Not to mention you fully believed that Craig and I were still married. You were willing to destroy 2 marriages. Because you were too selfish and didn't care what happened. And now you're going to try to come cry to me when it all blows up in your face?
Ugh. I only went after your husband because you were being obnoxious. Not to mention you didn't tell me Craig was a loser. You're just as responsible for this as I am.
No, I'm not. I gave you plenty of warning not to do this. You turned my warnings into a sick game to prove to me you were the better woman.
You don't feel any responsibility for telling my husband and destroying my family? You did that, didn't you?
I did tell your husband. And it feels so painful that things had to come to that. But your husband was so thankful I told him everything.
He was?
Yeah. He told me all about what you're like at home. You never do any work around the house, and you barely watch Haley. He said he's tried 100 times to get you to help out, but you still don't do anything. He said now he finally has a reason to end things with you. He's been so stressed and exhausted.
No way he said that. He loves me. If he didn't, why would he give me a super expensive bag for my birthday?
He thought if he got you that you'd help out more around the house. He's trying everything he can to get you to do anything. He regrets doing it, but he said he had no other options to motivate you.
How am I going to live without him?
I have no idea. Looks like you'll have to find a job. You're still young. You should be more than able to work.
No way. I don't want a job. I've never worked a day in my life. I've always had men take care of everything for me.
If that's the case, then there's really nothing I can do to help you. Maybe ask Craig and see what he has to say.
I'm not hanging around that loser for another second. Come on, we've got to figure this out. What am I gonna do?
We? There is no we. I have absolutely no responsibility to help you. You've made it very clear up until now that we are not friends. Why would I ever help someone who constantly belittled me and tried to intentionally steal my husband?
Of course we're friends. Why would you think that we weren't best friends?
You really do have serious issues. Why would you ever think I'd consider you my friend after the way you went about me and my family? You have plenty of other people who can help you. Unless they're all below you too? I sure hope you have someone to help you. You're going to need it. After that, Lydia and her husband got divorced. She no longer had access to her human ATM, and her life changed drastically. She attempted to reach out to the other mothers from school who she claimed to be friends with. But they were all disgusted with her when they heard what happened. None of them wanted to get involved in her drama. Anyone could have seen this coming from a mile away. That is, everyone except Lydia. All she cared about was getting what she wanted. She had one small glimmer of hope in the divorce when she and her husband split their financial assets. She was set to get half of his money. However, after having to compensate him for the damages she caused because of her affair, plus the child support she's going to be paying, there won't be much left. She moved out of that house with very little money left in her pocket after the divorce. I heard she's working some random job that she's unsurprisingly very bad at. She's living well below the quality of life she's used to. She's really struggling right now. I even heard she's racked up debt. Because she still has her old spending habits when her husband was giving her money. It turns out the only reason Craig was interested in Lydia was that he thought she had money. Pretty ironic, if you ask me. Although I will give him credit. Even though he's a dirtbag. He wanted to get his hands on her money so he could pay me back all the money he owes me. In reality, it just dug him deeper into debt. He's working tirelessly now to make ends meet. During the divorce hearings, I let the courts know that Craig was behind on his child support payments. They ordered him to set up a payment plan to reimburse me for what he owed me. Plus to automatically deduct the money every month. Now, Lydia's husband and her daughter are living on their own. Unsurprisingly, he got full custody of her. He told me Haley is doing fine. She's being loved and cared for, which is the most important thing. There are too many people out there who look down on others. Lydia being one of them. I've never met someone so selfish and psychotic. She was willing to throw everything away just to prove how much better of a person she was. She should have been careful what she wished for. At least now I have a model to show my daughter what kind of woman never to become.